What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to be checking out a video with a very concerning title. This one is titled US State Department Spent $600,000 to study Kenyan man. For what? What are they trying to find? Well, if you have those questions, probably this video will answer it.
Peace, family. Vicky Dillard here with African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, family, I have been discussing this particular story on different platforms for a number of years now, actually, since the Trump administration.
Yes.
What am I talking about? I talked about how the U.S. State Department, the powerful U.S. State Department, sponsored nearly $600,000 to a particular program to study specifically Kenyan heterosexual men. They had 5 criteria. They said that they must be tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving. Y'all think I'm kidding? Look at this piece. This particular piece is written by Abdi Latif Dahir. I want you to know that if you research this, you will likely find a little bit of information on it, but it appears, they've gone to great lengths to bury this story online because this funding by the US government in recent years is a humiliation. Now, this particular piece talks about how this was a grant proposed by the State Department's Bureau of Counterterrorism, January 12th, this was about 2018, that aims to fund a project that looks at the, quote, ideals of masculinity in Kenya and how they allegedly make men vulnerable to recruitment for fundamentalist groups. The 2-year program, it says, $600,000 program says expectations of Kenyan men to, quote, be tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving, it says, are exploited by groups who, quote, appeal to these characteristics and offer the opportunity to fulfill these roles. To counter this, the department said it will commission a study around this perceived link and will, through activities, promote male-to-male dialogue on issues of gender and, quote, encourage stronger social and familial support structures. This piece goes on to say how on social media, the story drew criticism from both conservative media figures and Trump supporters who asked why their tax money was being wasted again. Right-leaning websites who provide a daily drumbeat to President Trump's administration also carried the story, including Washington Free Beacon, Fox News, and InfoWars. Trump has in the past stated that Islam hates us, has introduced the Muslim travel ban on refugees and restricted visa applications from a list of Muslim majority countries. And of course, you all know that when Trump was in office, he also said that African countries, among others, were S-hole countries. I want you to ask yourself this question. In light of some of the stories that I've been breaking down, be sure to check out my broadcast that I did here on African Diaspora News, discussing how there is credible evidence that links France to the creation of some of these so-called fundamentalist Black terrorist organizations like Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab, right? Well,
We just recently saw that too. She made a video on it. I'd like to see it.
I discussed the fact that it is being credibly alleged that France was actually involved in the creation of these so-called Black terrorist organizations in order to justify their presence on the continent of Africa so that they can say we're here fighting terrorism so that they could exploit the resources and the minerals on the continent. But they, the powers that shouldn't be in multiple Western entities, are very aware that there is a legit group of Black men that are susceptible to being a force of resistance without the payoff, without the manipulation of the French or American and other Western countries. There was a legit group of males, among others, that's willing to push back against who they perceive to be occupying forces, as we see happening in Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and others. Yes, I'm bringing this to your attention now because I was sounding the alarm a few years ago to say, why is the U.S. Department, the U.S. State Department, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of our taxpayer dollars to study specifically Kenyan men who have characteristics that are achieving, who are unemotional, who are aggressive, who are tough, and who are heterosexual. Think about those 5 attributes. Your U.S. government legit fears a black man that has these traits. They understand very well that a black man who is achieving and unemotional and aggressive, tough, and according to the government, heterosexual, is an actual threat to the occupying force.
Oh, so they are studying because they are threatening against their agenda. What is the agenda? What is the force that they think these men would rebel against? What are they planning to do? That's what I'm asking. Like, what should we be expecting? What should we be expecting in Africa or maybe in Kenya if they are studying Kenyan men? Or is it like a sample or a sample size to represent the whole of Africa? Maybe.
I want you all to figure out, ask yourself, why is that? This is modern buck breaking. And when we see all of these different moving parts that's happening around the world right now and the resistance that's taking place, and them, when I say them, I'm talking about Western powers wanting to squash and get rid of such traits so that they don't have to experience any real resistance to their exploitation and their oppression of the original people on their own land. Obviously, they want to be able to identify
the strongest threats
and allegedly neutralize those traits. Beloved, this is modern buck breaking. For those of you that are unaware, buck breaking was a process that the slave masters used as a type of technology to ensure that the strong black male that was on the plantations, the slave plantations, would not resist. So they engaged in all manner of evil, like sodomy, like all types of forms of humiliation, so that he would not resist his own oppression, so that he would not defend his own woman and children. I want you to think about that. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Beloved, be sure to check out my website and all of my spiritual mastermind courses at clubvicky.com. That's clubvicki.com. And be sure to share this African.
Okay, that was a good video. I'll put the link to the channel in the description, as I always do. But the title really caught my attention. U.S. Department spends $600,000 to study Kenyan men. Now, that raises a lot of questions, and it feels like with her points, she's been able to answer those questions, even though we cannot say this is credible enough. We cannot say what she, her points are factual, but it's a new perspective. It's something to see. Because if you're studying somebody, it could also be you're studying to know how to, take them out. It's like studying an illness or a virus. You want to study the virus so you know how to kill it. Just saying, it's conspiracy theory right now, but we should not just sweep the information under the rug. I don't know what the real agenda is or why they might be studying. If it's for some kind of biological awakening, I don't know. But why are you studying like the best of the best, unemotional, achieving, heterosexual? Like it's like you're choosing certain characteristics of strength to study. It's a little bit questionable and concerning, don't you think so? Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking aloud. I'm speculating right now. I'm just thinking aloud with you. So you can tell me as well. Let me know what you think. If you have an opposing idea on why the study was going on, feel free to share with us in the comment section. It's an open dialogue. Nobody's going to shut you off. So talk to us. Feel free to add, critique, comments, anything. That being said, is the end of this video. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Peace.